Hello guys and welcome to the JazzGuitarLessons.net vlog. Marc back here again with you for this quick and dirty one. Once again, this is the new format. I'm just going unprepared. There's things I want to tell you, I want to show you. I've noticed that the last few ones I had, it was mostly talking, which I believe it's still sound advice, but today I really want to make it hands-on. I want to address chord melody. I want to do this chord melody crash course with you, although chord melody crash course is the name of a module in my course. It's called Jazz Guitar Mastery, right? So I'm stealing the name from it. I'm not going to do the exact same content, but there's still ways for you to play chord melody, and you take any standard, any song you know, and accompany yourself. So it's pretty easy, although easier said than done. But the point is this: you accompany yourself pretty much like a piano player would, right? You use your right hand melody and your left hand chord. So we do that on guitar all with one hand, and we say, well, the melody's here and I'm gonna play chords underneath it. That's the basic method. So let me go through the 3 steps. And that's a process that is replicable, that's very simple. Yes, you can comment under this video. It has a lot of ramifications, but it's the very bird's eye view approach to this. And let's use Misty. Actually, you guys know Misty, right? So we'll do Misty in the key of E flat. Did I get that right? Something like that. We won't do all of those, but I just played you the first 8 bars. And the point, we'll start with the very beginning, and it starts with B flat G, and that's a start of bar 1 and beat 1, which is a D natural note, and the chord is an E flat major 7. So of course, this is the major 7 of the E flat major 7 chord. The tune's in E flat. By the way, there's a sheet music you might want to download off the blog, which I'll try and put a link here. Misty, it's free, it's on the website. You might see how it's harmonized and some suggestions for chord shapes. All right, let's get in chord melody mode. All right, and then after we build a bit of it, I can go and give you some of the common pitfalls to try to avoid when you're building chord melodies. All right, so first 2 notes we'll play in the empty. Oh no, sorry, step 1. I'm almost missing step 1. Step 1 is make sure the melody is in a good register. Okay, so in this case, you see that I'm playing the melodies, they're on the top 2 strings. Regardless of how I play, it's like the melody's pretty high. However, you might read a score of sheet music and go, oh, I have... And then like here, I'm playing a D natural. You don't have much room to go to put chords underneath it, right? So just ensure, sometimes it means as a guitarist, you'll have to take the melody, take it up an octave. And maybe at a certain point you're too high, so you take it down an octave. So it's a matter of judging where it sounds good on your instrument and what gives you the most possibility. So it might entail switching octave in the middle of a phrase. That's been done. And we do it consistently on the website all the time. So 1, put your melody on the top 2 strings-ish. Step 2, if you're playing a note to a chord that you know a chord voicing for, let me phrase this nicely. If you know a chord voicing that has that top note, use it. Namely, here, I just went the pickup note in the empty, E flat. So here's what I'm playing. I'm playing E flat, G, B flat, and D. So that's a chord I know that has the D natural as a top note, and that's an E flat major 7 chord. Win. Play that. So step 1, nice register. Step 2, play that. So far, so good. I didn't snow anyone in, right? It's just that's that. But now, here comes the crux of the approach. You have a situation after where you get... something like that. And you've heard me play these 2 notes, so I'm going dee-da-da, then no chord for this one, no chord for this one, and then here. I'm falling here as this is a D flat, so it's the minor third of B flat minor 7 chord, and I'm using a simple chord shell here. So And you've noticed I played these two notes in the empty. So there's step 3 actually, which is, well, step 1 is put in the right nice register. Step 2 is if you know a chord with that top note, play it. And step 3 is, oh, you don't know a chord. So maybe I'm saying these two notes I do not have in my arsenal of chords. I do not know a chord shape that covers these two notes as the highest note. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play them naked. Actually, you have 3 choices. You could either play the chord before and then play that melody note. So maybe you play a chord to cover these two notes, but you don't play it simultaneously, either before or after, or you play the note in the empty like that, which goes to show it's always really good. As one of my recent vlogs, you always have to learn shapes and practice chord shapes and practice chords and put them in context. All right. So after that's done, did I get that right? I hope so. So it's B flat minor 7, E flat 7. Oh, that could be nice. So E flat 13 here. E flat 7, naked, A flat major 7 shell. Right? Let me do this slowly. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And here, naked again, E flat 13, E flat 13 with a B flat on top, so no more 13, 13 to 5, so 6 to 5. All right, so that would be how I could harmonize the beginning. By the way, if you guys want to see if you can work one-on-one with me, we can get on a call. I can map a plan for you, and this is free of charge, of course, no commitment. I just want to get on the phone and talk to people to see how I can really genuinely help with this stuff. Just in case you're interested in that and you want to take it further, go to nextlevel.jazzguitarlessons.net and you get access to my calendar. So just book yourself. So back to Misty, you see, that's the gist of the chord melody building process. Is you know a chord shape, well, put in a nice register. You know a chord shape, use it. You don't, play it in the empty, or maybe play a chord shape and the melody later, or split your chord and your melody. Caveat. So here are, and since how much time are we? All right, I want to keep it under 10 minutes. That's realistic. As you build chord melodies, you'll either have the fear of, I'm playing this note and this note belongs to X chord change. I'm here in the form and I do not know a form. So that goes with my advice of, practice more chords and harmony. It really does matter for playing chord melody in the end. Another fear is like not having enough or not knowing where to start. So sometimes you just say, I'm not going to build a chord melody at all. That's a possibility. People do that. Or there's a caveat of overplaying. And basically, the advice here is make sure you can perform your chord melody in good time, especially if, okay, I'll tell you my stories. I went to a jam session more than once, and I had prepared this chord melody. And it was so complicated that when the drummer counted 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start and it's so complicated what you built out that you've overfit all the chords under, and that's beautiful when you play on your own, but then make sure you have a version of your chord melody that's minimal, that is performable at any point in time. So you know the melody well enough so that you can pull out some, tweak some chord shapes under it when it fits, and then just keep moving on, or else you'll be stuck. I'll give you an example. Let's do this. Okay, I'm exaggerating. And even here, right? You're playing the melody, and it's all well and good, but you're so much snowing yourself in. I love this idiom. You're putting so much pressure on yourself to do all these things that Number one, it's too complicated, so you might not remember how to play it all. And number two, you might get screwed when you're playing at tempo. And number two, which is what I will end up with, which is perhaps the most important point of this video that maybe I should have mentioned earlier, the melody is always king. So if you build a chord melody that is too complicated from any melody, you can take Fly Me to the Moon, whatever, Autumn Leaves, Days of Wine and Roses, Stella by Starlight, it doesn't matter. If you make something that's complicated, not only will you have trouble, you might freeze when you get to play with people in tempo, with a band, but also it is possible that you will lose sight of the melody. So it means that step one of putting the melody in a nice register and being able to perform it matters a lot. It matters even a lot more than the following steps. To think of the chords you'll be adding like icing on a cake. So before the icing, you need a cake under it, right? And that's your melody notes. And it's to make sure they're well put in a right timing in a nice register. And that even if you cack and you can't finish your chord melody, that your melody is still there. Because I've heard that even in intermediate and advanced players, they add so much icing on the cake that there's just icing. And then you're like, what? If I were to sing that melody in the shower, where's the melody? There's no melody. I don't have a theme to follow with my ears. And having a clear melodic sense, a clear theme, is the best way to keep your listeners' interest. All right. So that's all. I'll just tell you. The fine art of playing chord melodies is way more complicated than a 10-minute video on YouTube, of course. But if you found this interesting, please share and subscribe. I'm trying to do these vlogs twice a week now, which is Wednesdays and Fridays. And also, please don't hesitate to comment here. And once again, if you'd like to see if there's a fit to work one-on-one with me as your mentor in my coaching program, please book a call here at nextlevel.jazzguitarlessons.net. Without further ado, please feel free to come up with chord melodies on your standards that you like. Post them here in the comments and let me know if you have any questions. All right, I'll see you soon on the website. Last note, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. Take care. Bye.